back to the show. I am here with the fantastic George Christensen. George, great to have you on the program. How have you been since I last saw you?
Daisy, busy, but busy is good because idle hands make for the devil's work.
This is very, very true. I love sayings like that. Another good one is, what is it? Busy hands, quiet mind. It's always good to be busy. Now, I'm keen to get your take on this incident in the House Oversight Committee markup. Marjorie Taylor Greene has seen an increase in support in the Georgia primaries on Tuesday, even after this very public catfight. So do you think that incident went over most people's heads, or did it actually gain her some popularity?
Look, I think it gained her popularity. I mean, this really was quite a pathetic sort of exchange that went on between all but the nastiness that was fired back from the Democrats, towards MTG and her body shape, which isn't too bad if I'm saying so myself. I think it's played right into her hands and it will help her. I saw her post on social media of her doing some weightlifting after that, and it's just played right into her following. So she'll get some kudos from that, but it is quite a bizarre exchange, and it doesn't do women in politics any favours, I don't think.
No, it really doesn't, and that's what I said in my editorial. I mean, anyone, and there are people out there, I see them on the internet, who say, oh, women are too emotional to be in politics, and obviously, we disagree with that, but then you see incidents like went on with that cat fight, and you go, you were just playing into the hands of people who really do not like women. And the other thing I was thinking is this incident was sort of largely tolerated by the media. I mean, Jasmine Crockett did the media round saying that MTG was racist, which is ridiculous. Jasmine's also procured a line of merchandise now with bleached blonde, bad-built butch booty. Like she's really worked it. But my point is, George, if this were three men in Congress or in any political house talking to their male colleagues like that, it wouldn't be tolerated at all. I mean, you think if a man said, oh, boy, baby boy, don't even play, to a male colleague, they would be laughed off the stage. Is this a bigotry of low expectations we're seeing with these female politicians, that they've basically got away with this?
Yeah, look, it's just quite bizarre. I mean, look, if it was a man saying this about a woman, well, that person would be not only out of politics, but I think that they'd be up on the gallows. There'd be a lynch mob around them right now, That's the reality. But if it was a guy saying it to another guy, look, even that's beyond the pale. It's just weird. And I don't think that, just petty name calling and that sort of stuff doesn't do anyone any favours in any legislature. But I got to say, I sort of saw the whole thing, and it's of course there was that phrase that's now being apparently trademarked by this Democrat congressman, and I mean that actually just shows that she's doubling down on it. That she now wants to make money out of it, make money out of a personal attack on another woman. Quite crazy in itself, and the Democrats, and all leftists are sort of go against that type of thing. They say, oh, we shouldn't body shame, we shouldn't fat shame, we shouldn't do this, and yet here they are trying to make money out of doing that very thing. And of course, the leftist media over there in the US, CNNs and the like, are all saying, oh, well, it was MTG's fault for saying something about this other congresswoman's eyelashes. And I can't even remember what this congresswoman's name is. She's that unimportant in the global scale of things. Everyone knows, well, not everyone, but a lot of the political junkies know who MTG is, but they don't know this other person. But to say, I think that what MTG said to this Democrat congresswoman was something about letting her eyelashes get in the way of the paperwork that she's reading. But that, in turn, Daisy, was in response to this view that MTG didn't know what she was talking about or didn't know what the meeting was about. So they're all sort of personal sledges back and forth that just do nothing to the dialogue. I've seen that stuff during my time in federal politics. I even had a bit of body shaming myself, but it's water off a duck's back. But it doesn't do anything to help with the perception of women in politics. I don't think it does anything to help with the perception of politicians in politics, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a waste of taxpayers' money aside from anything else. They're trying to get stuff done, and they wasted a large chunk of time hurling insults at each other. And you're right when you say it's been portrayed by the left media as MTG just came out randomly and said, "Oh, I think your fake eyelashes are getting in your way of reading." No, that Crockett struck the first blow, like by saying very condescendingly, "Do you even know why we're here?" Like, obviously, the three of them really dislike each other. But look, on the comment that Jasmine Crockett made, she used the word butch as an insult in describing another woman's body. Call me crazy.
Homophobic.
Yeah, exactly. Through a lefty lens, isn't that some shade of homophobic or transphobic? I mean, really?
Yeah. The whole thing just shows the hypocrisy of the left, Daisy. I mean, for them now to be wanting to actually make money out of political merchandise with this body-shaming sort of insult just shows that they're not serious. They're not serious when they get up into a frenzy about name-calling over, your sexuality or your looks or whatever it might be. They're not serious about it. What they're serious about is getting a political point score in. And I got to say, even in Australia, I saw that time after time after time. People like Bronwyn Bishop could be referred to as witches with, and completely without any recourse, without any apology. But someone holds a sign up saying that about Julia Gillard, and someone stands in front of that sign unknowingly, and all hell breaks loose. So this is the double standards that are at play, and sadly, the mainstream media actually completely and utterly buys into those double standards. You have a few outliers, of course, the great AEDT TV. You've got others like the Australian that do call out both sides, but largely you get the mainstream media that only ever goes one way. And you can see from the reporting in the US that they're trying to make fun of MTG. It's backfiring. People don't like that. That's why she's getting a surge of support. But at the same time, they're also saying, it's her fault for saying something about this other woman's eyelashes. And I don't know how that can be racist, but apparently it is somehow.
I know, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, the left has, if eyelashes are now racist, then sorry, the left has diluted the meaning of the word racist to the point where you might as well just not have the word anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. And look, as you say, the left doesn't care about people, they care about politics. And as we know, all their principles go right out the window whenever they are talking about or to a conservative woman. It's there, we're just totally dehumanized. But that's what they do, and then, they're happy to do it. Awful hypocrisy. Now, look, George, in other election news, this is quite interesting. Nikki Haley, the original rhino, has thrown her vote behind Donald Trump, but she said he would still have to work for the support of her followers. Would this be an example of a murky endorsement, so to speak?
I think it speaks volumes about Nikki Haley that actually this is even news. I mean, the fact that a Republican is endorsing a person who's going to be the Republican nominee should not be news, but Nikki Haley is a rhino, as you said, Republican in name only. Some people may have expected her to perhaps even support Biden or to just sit it out and tell people not to vote at all. She is not the person that we need anywhere near the hands of the United States government. She is a neoconservative, I believe a warmonger. That's why she doesn't like Donald Trump. He does not want new wars. He does not want America to get involved in these forever wars anymore that we've seen in Iraq, Afghanistan. We now see him playing out probably again in the Middle East. We see it playing out in Eastern Europe. Donald Trump is for ending all of these sort of conflicts as amicably and peacefully as it can be. But, this is why Nikki Haley's like what she is, because it doesn't serve the interests of the whole military-industrial complex, all of your big defence contractors that really hover around the Republican establishment as much as they do now around the Democratic establishment.
Exactly. You do not want any more warmongers in the White House. So an interesting endorsement indeed, and does say a lot about Nikki Haley. Now, George, just before we go, I have to ask you, there are hints of a possible debate popping up between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Can you tell us in 30 seconds or less, what do you see for that potential debate?
I see Donald Trump absolutely cleaning up, and Joe Biden either doped up or prepped up, but still stumbling over his own words, if not stumbling over the stage. That's probably what we're going to see, unfortunately. It really is elder abuse when it comes to this presidency, and the Democrats need to recognise that sooner rather than later and get rid of him.
I think so too. It's completely appalling what they've been doing to him. I'm surprised that he actually was put up as the nominee still, but I guess it's good because the only likely replacement would have been Hillary Clinton, and nobody wants a Donald Trump-Hillary Clinton rematch. That would just be like pulling teeth. George Christensen, it is so fantastic to have you as always on the program. Thank you so much for coming on, and cannot wait to see you again soon.
Thank you very much, Daisy.